I'm live. Awesome. Oh, I don't know what that was. Might have been my camera being freaked out. Hi. Happy November. It's November now. And I am absolutely thrilled. Wow. I can't believe it's already November 2nd. So, I I had a birth. Not me personally. I'm as a doula. I mean, you can't. I don't know if you can read it, but whatever. As a doula, so my son's birthday was on the 28th, and I had a client who was in early labor, and I got. I knew that like it was a possibility that I might miss part of the party, but we had like a bounce house and like it was his first party with all of his friends from school because it's his first year being in school. So we had it all set up, everything was good. And hold on, let me tell. So everyone was there and it was awesome. And I had like heard from my client yesterday. I don't know how well this picks up the sound from far away, but my client had told me, hello, hold on, I don't see the microphone button. Okay, I do not know if you can hear me. I must wait. Hello. Normally it shows up as green. Hello. Hello. Just make sure that it's not. Hello. 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 Mic check. I don't see the little dots that I normally see. I need to make sure that you can hear it. Hello. I need to pull it up on my phone. Click. This. I hope it doesn't create feedback. Hello. Volume. Hello. 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 Okay. Cool. Okay. So. So we had the whole party set up and everything was good to go. Oh, hi. Thank you. Thank you. I cut my hair. I wish it had a timestamp. Oh, uh-oh. Can I heart it? I can heart it. Okay, cool. But yeah, so everything was set up and it was good. Everyone started arriving and it was a party. Like it was so much fun. And these kids are just going crazy over the bounce house and their little gift bags. Victor was so excited to be like, here you go, here's your gift bag. He was being such a good little host. And we had started eating and like kids are playing. I was taking pictures. I knew I might have to go. Like we brought 2 cars on purpose. But also it made the most sense. And I get the call that her water broke and she was heading to the hospital. Well, not the hospital, the birth center. She's coming this way. They live an hour away. So I was like, okay. I said, so caveat, just because your water breaks doesn't mean you go to the hospital or the birth center, the place of birth. Sorry. Brain is just like on like that because I was just looking at, I save when I go to the hospital. I save the little stickers that I get when I'm screened. And I have like a book of all of the little like keepsakes that I have. So that makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't really know if I feel like answering about having a head massage. But anyways, so I knew that she was in early labor and that her water breaking was like she needed to go since she had already been in early labor for so long. And the contractions were picking up. So she got to the birth center and I got there like 25 minutes later. Like it was perfect timing. We sang happy birthday at the party. I came home, cleaned up a little bit and got my daughter to sleep. And Poppy was here to listen for the baby. so that was great. And then Travis was able to break down the party with some help of our lovely friends, and then Victor got to come home and open all of his presents. It was like Christmas. It was like so many presents. And so this year, his birthday party was on his actual birthday because it had been a leap year. There was a leap year in the last 6 years. So, and so I got to the birth center and she was laboring like a champ. Like, her best friend was there, who was also very pregnant. I was like, wow, like, I'm glad that she wasn't with him all night because I bet she would be exhausted. Yeah. So they were doing such a great job, which was really awesome because that let me take a lot more pictures because I was also there as a photographer. And it was just really nice to know that she was so supported. It was just fantastic. And the midwife was so cool. Like, in the hospital, if you don't want a cervical exam, you have to like fight for it. At a birth center, if you don't want a cervical exam, it's respected. So she didn't have them. And it was just very empowering. And I know that she was so tired, but she did such an amazing job. And the baby was born. I have to get the exact minute, but it was around 5:45 p.m. and I got there at like 1:15, 1:20. And then I stayed after for a while, but it was just so amazing. And I got some amazing photos and I can't wait to share them. I'm going to see them on Saturday. So tomorrow I'm going to try and get a lot of the editing, and I messed around. So thank you to YouTube, because I've been messing around with video editing more. And so not only did I take photos, but I also captured video, including a moment where the baby was crowning and she reached down and felt her baby's head for the first time, and like the emotions that flood over that kind of moment. So I'm so happy that I did that and I'm able to put that together for them. I'm like super excited about it. But yeah, so after the baby's born and she like had the placenta, I was hanging on the bed. Then I was like, so I just wanted to share something with you. Your son shares a birthday with my son. And she's like, oh, wow, I feel so much more connected to you even. And I was like, yeah, I didn't want to say anything before because I didn't want to make it anything about me, but like, our kids like have the same birthday. And I was at his party like when you called, like everything. And she's like, oh, I was like, no, it's okay. Like, everything was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Like, I am so grateful that everything happened the way it did. It was just seamless. And yes, she felt like she had a really hard labor, and it was long because the early labor was intense. We're pretty sure it's because he had a very short cord, and I think, considering how quickly he found his thumb, he probably had his hand near his face. But it was, she's like, this has been the best 5 days of my life. She's like, all of that 24 hours of labor, like, just is gone. It's like, she's like, I'm already thinking about talking about my second. And she's like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, yeah. But it was absolutely magical. So this is all to say, birth can be hard. It is hard. It's freaking super hard work. And if you surround yourself with people who love you and a team that cares, in an environment that makes you feel safe and supported and loved, it can be absolutely magical. It doesn't have to be like this really intense and sterilized and difficult thing. If you're a low risk person or have a low risk pregnancy out of the hospital, you should definitely look into it. There's even like, if you're like, oh, I don't know how I could do that without any pain medicine, nitrous oxide is available. But I feel like a lot more people could do it out of the hospital if they believed in themselves and like felt safe and supported. And I feel like that would create more positive experiences, because the hospital in and of itself most times gives more stress to a lot of people. Like, one of my clients from the very beginning of the, like, super beginning of the year, she said the hospital is where you go when you're sick. Like, if you're not sick, you don't need to go to the hospital. And I definitely understand that. And I believe that too. But I know a lot of people want to get an epidural, and like, if that's what they really want, then that's fine. But I want you to like notice that if you want an epidural and it's because you're afraid of the experience, you should check that fear at the door. Like, the epidural is not like, oh, like the end all be all and like savior. And a lot of people love their epidural, but you also still need to be prepared for labor before the epidural, because you don't just like have your first contraction and it's like, okay, you get the epidural now. And walking around is really helpful. There's just so many different things to think of, and I feel like most people don't have all of the information to make a truly informed decision. So I feel like that's my job, is to just give the information and let y'all know what's a possibility, and you can make your own choices. And then I support those choices. But I do love me an out of hospital birth. It was magical and fun. Even though it was hard work, it was still fun. It was just, I don't know, it was a good time. And I'm super excited I get to see them on Saturday, as long as I don't have a sick that my son has. I think he had like a little bit of a cold before, but then he's in school for his first year of like school ever, and everyone's sick. We went for his like birthday ceremony at the Montessori school, and like we're sitting in these little chairs and like everyone's in their little circle, and you saw like 6 kids just like, I'm like, ew, gross. So he was homesick today, with a fever. Last night was rough. And it was hard. It's hard because like for 2 years of his life, he probably would have been like around more kids recently with COVID. Like, so we had masks and sanitizer because that was what I felt was safe at that time. Now I'm like, everyone's going to get it at some point. Like, I know more people that have had every single booster and still have had it like 3 or 4 times. I don't know. I do not know. All I know is that I'm trying to make sure that my immune system's good and make sure my kid's immune system's good. But I don't want to go back in the bubble and then his immune system not have any experience, because that's why he's been sick like 8 times in the last freaking 3 months. Anyways, I'm getting off topic, so I'm going to go. I've got to go make a card for my husband. It's our anniversary tomorrow. 4 years of marriage and like 11 years of us being in love. Even if we denied it for a couple years in the middle. And by we, I mean I think he knew. Anyways, I hope you have a good night. And if you watch this and either appreciate the story of a peaceful and intense still, but amazing like birth center birth, baby was born in the water, it was just magical. Or if you just learned something, or you just want to support the channel, then put a little comment below, and I appreciate you and hope you have a beautiful night or day, depending on when you actually see this. And I don't know, there's the button. All these different streaming things, it's like end here or finish or a little X over here. Just like, I need to write little post-its on my computer where I can finish them. Anyways, bye.